Well, my friends, welcome to the build table. This is a rando live stream. I don't know why I'm doing it, just because I got nothing else better to do. I got a few things I wanted to spout BS about. And the more important one was I just made a video. I haven't put it out yet. It'll probably be out on Monday. It was about last weekend's race. In that video, I talk about a part that Ken Butler made. Let's see. It is around here somewhere, I promise. Oh, I know where it is. That's how organized I am, guys. This is live streams. The parts I'm looking for, I've already put them away. They're in these little containers here. I don't know exactly which ones, so I'll pull them all out. Unfortunately, during these live streams, you're going to hear stuff in the background. It's my kids playing video games. They're like, I don't know, 12 feet away from me. A little more than that. Okay. So, most of this is about the BZ3. Well, this one part of it anyways, about the BZ3. And how the wide plate, not particularly this one, I think these three holes here and these three holes here, the three holes on both sides, yeah, can you see that? There we go, are for the body clip, so you can put a body on. But if you get the other one, oh, maybe this one has it too. I don't know, maybe those holes. From what I understand, there are no rear clips for the car, right? So you know how your regular body goes on, the piece slips into the front, and it clips in, like so. This is not one of my better bodies, but just like that, right? The clips on the side. Well, your BZ3 doesn't have one. Or doesn't have them, doesn't come in the kit, at least I don't think. But Ken made this really cool little thing he 3D printed that, there it is, right there. And I'm not sure how he's going to distribute these, or if you would got to get in contact with him to get one, or if he's ever even going to distribute these. I have no idea. But I just thought it was really cool, and I wanted to show you guys so you'd be jealous and have to ask Ken for one. Ha ha ha. You know what? I should probably be looking at the chat. I'm not. Pop up the chat real quick so you guys, I can see if you guys are talking to me. Takumi? Hey, Swift Duck. What's up, Broski? Sorry, but I'm so late. It's not too bad of a delay. Look at that. All right, so put that over there so I can see the chat. All right, so this is not really about drones, Duck. This is a mini Z thing, but all good. Let's turn the sound down on that. You don't hear the echo. So on the BZ3, there are no rear clips, like little clip pieces that go in the back there. So, but this body is connected to a BZ3. Look at that. How's that happening? You see there's two posts here. I mean, you could eyeball it. You could, you know, stick a thing on there and see where the posts lie and then cut a little bit closer. But Ken made this thing where you can attach this. I think it goes this way, yeah. Yep, it goes this way. You're going to attach this right to the back of here. And these screw down into these holes. Like so. And it aligns the holes here and here. So you make a cut in the body with a breamer. I'm not going to actually make holes in this. I'm using this body for something else. You see, I marked it off. But you know, use your reamer, mark off your hole, give it a little twist, and you end up with this. Right? A body with 2 holes in it, where you can put it on your BZ3. Right, just push those into there. He's got the holes lined up in such a way that they put enough pressure on the front clip up here. Cole, quiet it down. Sometimes you gotta tell the kids to be quiet. Anyway, so. Hey, Richard. Well, I tell you what, Richard, if you have a out of the box, like a box stock car, this is a 4-wheel drive one, this doesn't really count, but make sure you change your tires. Okay, the tires that come in the kit, they absolutely suck. Like, you need to go get yourself some markers or some PNs, much like, let's see, these here. PN slick. Don't get super soft, get medium. Mediums for the front and soft for the rear, or soft or super soft for the rear. Let me see if I have an example of that. Do I have an example? I have markers. I usually use markers, so that's what I will show you. Oh, maybe I don't have any markers left. Oh, am I running out of markers? I think I am, you guys. Are those rears? Those are fronts. Wow, I think I just ran out of marker rear tires. And I just put a freaking order in to RC Syndicate. Well, anyways, just as an example, these are Mark F05 for the GLF. Don't use those exactly, but I guess you can. You could buy those and cut the side off. It's a lot of trouble. But basically, you want to buy new rear tires. Soft for the rear and medium for the front. Okay, Richard? Yeah. Okay. You still get it right. Okay. Well, here's another tip. Maybe this will help. On your radio, right? On the radio, there is a steering dual rate. Right? Turn that down. Because what that does with the basically this is the speed of the steering. The only real control you have with the speed of the steering is with this dial right here. So turn it down to where you feel comfortable turning and steering, and the car doesn't seem to dart around so much, and that should help you out. And Rich, I think I put you in my in the video. I just haven't put the video out. It's coming out on Monday. Yeah. Reese. You know what's funny? I've always thought Reese's name was spelled R-E-E-S-E. It's not. It's R-H-Y-S. You got that special. Anyways, so just try that. Turn your steering dual rate down, and it will help the car be more controllable. All right, back to the, so that's basically it, guys. You did body posts on there. Fits perfect. I was going to have these cars share the same body, but I don't like doing that, so I'm gonna I want more Joe Marimba bodies. I have one here in the bag, but I don't like using these bodies without a lexan lid. You guys have all seen those. That's how my cars are so low on the top. I usually put mine in from the bottom. I put them in through the top before, but it just looks cooler this way, I think. But the problem is you can't find those anywhere, right? Every time they come in stock, they are freaking gone. No problem, Richard. Is it William? Richard? I remember he said something. Bill? I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. The problem is they're hard to find, right? You can't find them anywhere. They're always out of stock. So what I got, you know what this is? This is, let me show you a picture of it on my phone. I don't have no idea if this is going to work or not, but as soon as I get the device, I will make it. I'll do another live stream to show you guys live to see if it works. But there is on Amazon. Where's my phone? Right there. This machine. Adam Savage has made a video about this thing. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Anyways, you can still see it down here. Get the glare off my screen. This machine. This is a machine that's made to create dental things. I don't know, but basically, it's a vacuum forming machine. It's a small one, and it only costs $139, you guys. $139. You can probably find the same one for like 125, something like that. I've seen them low as 63, but not on Amazon. But I couldn't find that, and I like getting things in 2 days. I do. Anyway, so I got one of these. These are the little plates that you put in the machine to vacuum form with. This is a 1.5 millimeter. I didn't want to try a 1 millimeter and have it be too thin. I'm okay with it being slightly too thick, so I'll use a 1.5. It looked like I found somewhere that a 1.5 ends up a 0.6 after it's vacuum formed, and that's pretty good. A 0.7 is considered a practice style body, like a heavier body, and a 0.4 I think is a regular lexan kind of thickness. So I'm going to give that a shot and see if that works. Hopefully it does. Look, there's a live stream. Live streamception. And hopefully I can crank out my very own Lexan lids. And the issue I'm running into right now is I'm not sure this is going to fit in the space required. And it looks like it should fit this way, but I'm going to shave quite a bit of this down if I'm going to use it as the get the shine off of there. If I'm going to use this as the form, you know, you put it down here and sucks it down, makes bubble packs and stuff like that. I'm going to try that out, and I will report. It should be here tomorrow, so I should be able to live stream it maybe over my lunch break tomorrow or after work, and we'll be able to see if it works. Also wanted to announce the Discord, which is already a thing. I'm going to put the link to the Discord in the description of this live stream as soon as I can. And you guys can start joining up. I'm going to do more of these little quick live streams here on the channel, just as a tool so I don't have to edit as much. I can still get content out to you guys, and I don't have to fiddle with 1,000 videos and cutting and editing and putting music in and stuff like that, and still stay in contact with you guys. Let's see, where's my let's go back to the chat and make sure you guys aren't saying something I'm missing it. Oh, Sohel, my GLR GT. Okay. I hope I didn't just destroy your name, but that's my GLR GT. That's one of them. I have two. We can talk about those real quick. Let me clear a little space here. All right, GLR GT. Where's my other one? This is the RTA. I'm gonna make a video about that too. I heard this car got a bad rap. Just a quick coverage because somebody made a review where they hated it so much they smacked it on the ground and smashed it or something. I don't think anyone should watch or take any review where a person destroys the car as a serious review. I have yet to find a car when I got my first BZ3, it was trouble. I didn't smack it on the floor and break it. I just went looking for the solution to the problems I was having. Quick spoiler alert, I didn't have to do that for the RTA. It was really easy to figure out. Anyways, let me show you the other GLR GT. Alright, so here it is. I have two of them. I have the one, these both share the same body. I don't like doing that. I'm going to buy another one, and hopefully this frickin' thing works so I can just crank out my own frickin' lids. Just have a frickin' Jumurima bodies. Just coming out, bam, bam, bam. Anyways, so I have two. This one is running the Reflex Racing chassis. This is running the Race Factor chassis. To tell you the truth, I don't think either one of them are bad. This one I had running the original GT chassis for a while, and I was running with the Lexan shell. This is the original one, the GLR GT one. I didn't have too much problem with it, and I swapped over to this, and I had to make some tuning changes, but I mean, if you already have one of these, I don't know if you absolutely need to swap to one of these two. The part that I would recommend getting is definitely this part down here from Race Factor, because it adds a little bit of rear weight to the back of the chassis. That's pretty cool. Reflex doesn't have one of those. I think their whole aim was to put more weight toward the front of the chassis. And in doing so, it does make the car, it settles the front end a little bit. Both of them settle the car like, to a degree. But I don't know. I can't say that you would go wrong with either one. You can get this one from RC Syndicate, and you can get this one directly from Reflex Racing. I like them both. This car I bought, you see Manny's car, I bought it off this guy Will, and it ran great when he gave it to me. I made some tweaks to make it a little bit better for me, but in the end, I still would not use either one of those cars in a race, because my GLR is so much more stable. Let me see. Running out of space up here, guys. Let's put this up here. This is my GLR. The original GLR, the GLR GT. Let's take the lids off and I'll show you the upper parts. If you guys are not familiar with the GLR, it is closer akin to a Kyosho style front end, where it has the levers with the spring on the end of there. Whereas the GLR GT has the dual A arms, you know, on the spring. And really, what this car is, it's their F1 car, GL's F1 car, made into a. This one's got a conversion kit on the back, but the original one without the, what is this, the 504 by Reflex Racing. This is like a necessity, okay? Because out of the box, the car is it's a mess. So you're gonna have to upgrade to the Reflex Racing. I think it's the 504, the 505, or one of those numbers. I did a video on it. It's well worth it. It does wonderful things for the car. I just don't know if the chassis are needed after that, or which one you should get. I haven't really made that kind of decision. I think they're both really good. I had to do very minimal amounts of tweaking after I put the plates on to make the car feel right. But again, it's still pretty squirrely, like compared to, let's say, like the MRZ or the regular GLR. The MRZ is closer to the way that this car drives than this car. From what I understand, people think that this car is easy to drive, but it's not as fast, whereas this one's slightly harder to drive, but it's much faster, which makes not a lot of sense, but it kind of does, because this car definitely corners like a madman, but you're trying to control a madman, you know what I mean? As opposed to this car, which doesn't corner as fast, but is 10 times smoother and 8 times easier to drive. But you know, there are people out there that have like great success with that car, you know. But if you're where I am in my racing knowledge, it's going to take you a while to get to a place where you're going to think this car is good for you. It's definitely fast, 100%. I just don't think it's as easy to drive as the initial GLR. If I were GL, what I would do is make a GLR GT2 that had this front end on it, right? And a better. Okay, I guess they can't because they'll just do the GLR, the GLR 2, right, and make some upgrades or something where you don't have to use these springs on the outer part of the pod. You could put the bottom springs on because the way that what is this, Reflex Racing does this rear pod is more like the MRZ. Let me pull that thing out. Why are the RT/RC chassis are so much expensive compared to the MRZ or GLR GT? That depends on what you're buying. I think I paid. You can get one of these, the RT/RC cars, for like what, 250, maybe 300, if you don't buy it with electronics. I wouldn't buy any chassis with electronics. I know the GLR GT is like 300 bucks. It comes with a servo and an ESC, but whoopsie. But the reality is, you're not going to use. See the little red dot up there? I'm recording this on my DSLR, so every once in a while I have to hit that button so that the video doesn't go black like it just did. Checking the stream, yeah, we're good. All right, so I'm not sure why anybody would pay more money. It depends on where you buy it. You can buy it directly from RT/RC. I think they're off vacation now, and you can buy it direct from them, and you'll save a couple dollars. But the problem is it's going to be shipped from France, so you pay 40 bucks on top of whatever the cost is. I saw it on Keenan for $319, and really that's only $20 more than what you would pay for a GLR. And the ESC and the servo that you buy that comes with the GLR, you're gonna have to throw in the trash because the Metal Gear servo that GL makes, the non-titanium gear one, wears out pretty quick. So I didn't see it as costing too much. I really like this car. This is the original one, not the new 1.2. It comes with these little things that go on here that keep your pod straight, so you don't have to really worry about tweak that much. The only problem is these are kind of brittle, so you're gonna break them, and they're really hard to get a hold of. I'm actually gonna have I got a guy print me out, or not printing out, but cutting me a bunch of these because I got tired of waiting. This is a 0.5 millimeter thickness. This is the default one that comes with the kit. They make a slightly wider along this part one, and I think that's how they deal with the sturdiness or the stiffness of the rear pod, is with that. I really like this car. Like, I'll make a video on it soon. Maybe I'll throw a couple running videos of it up. I think I have a few videos of it running when it was still working. I got hit in the side and broke one of my little fiberglass things, and it stopped working. What's up, Noid? What's up, Swifty? So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I would get the 1.2. I do believe everything is pretty much the same, except for the battery tray is different on the 1.2, and they use a regular pod style where there's like a little ball that connects the pod to the back, and they're running these plastic things instead of running those fiberglass things because the fiberglass things break. I like the way it drives with the fiberglass things, so I'm just going to keep it that way. I have some 1.2 parts on this car. Like this front piece here is a 1.2 part. I think both the chassis are 1.2 chassis, like brass. I got the rear brass piece in the back. I tried driving this with the default aluminum chassis on the rear, and it was good, but it drives much better with both brass chassis. If you guys have ever driven the MRT, it drives more like the MRT with both brass chassis. It's super planted. You may need a little bit more motor, a little bit more gear, or a little less gear and a little more motor to deal with the extra weight, but it's still super fast. Noid, have I been ripping? Yeah, I went out with Will and Bot like 3 weeks ago, and I flew at Merriweather Post Pavilion. I'll throw a couple of those videos up, the flight videos. I hadn't flown in like months and months and months. It was all right. I did all right. I flew all my KISS quads, but I ran out of freaking the S4 props that I use. So I was running S3s on a big heavy quad, and that did not help. Didn't work out great. So what would I suggest for a pleasurable driving experience on a home RCP track? Um, it depends how much space you have. Like my RCP track is in a 11-foot wide by 20-foot long room, and I think I get it's a 50 centimeters, so I get like about 3.5 lanes out of that. Um, if you're buying a any one of these cars, they're all going to run great. Um, just make sure I. You may notice on the back on the rears of my cars, I'm running. These are the PN 14 millimeter rears, the pan car rears. I run them on all my cars because I really like them. Most people don't. They don't run that. They run like these, the regular. I think that's a 11 millimeter across as opposed to 14 millimeter across. Um, I like them. And there's always tires for me because I don't like nobody else runs them, so I can always there's always tires left over for me to buy at the shop. But for the best, you have a 30 centimeter L track. You may want to buy they make a like a track extender piece is like a middle piece you can put in between your 30 centimeter tiles to make them as wide as or almost as wide as a 50 centimeter track. Because most of the places you're going to go racing are going to have 50 centimeter track, right? And it's going to be at least 2 tiles wide. I bought the what is it called? The I don't know the 95 or whatever it's called. The one where it's like it's a whole kit made up from the 30 centimeter, and that's pretty cool. I've raced on one of those before. That's nice. But if you can get the extensors to make the lanes a bit wider, you're going to get a more of a feel of how you would go, how you would be racing if you went out to race at a track. But on any RCP track, the best thing to do wheel-wise is a medium on the front and a soft on the rear. And you could pretty much tune the car to be however else you want to be using the options in the car. But a start is always to using a... My kids are loud. Cole! So a great start is always mediums in the front, soft in the back. And yeah, that's great on RCP. I run PN in the front and Marca in the rear. In some cases, I run Marca on both sides. Depends on what I have in my kit. The only downside of the Marca front tire is that it's got a round rim. I think there's one on here. Yep. It's got a rounded rim, and the letters are raised. So if you glue your sidewalls like I do, eventually you're going to wear down to the letters, and it makes your tire wear uneven. I guess I could probably sand those off, but I never bother doing it. I just sand the letters down when I get to them. Hope that answers your question. Sohail. So that's about it, guys. I just wanted to do a quick live stream. I'm going to keep doing these. I'm going to try to do them on a regular schedule. I'm going to have a longer live stream. I think it's going to be Tuesday evenings where I have other more experienced guys with tuning cars and making selections of cars and four-wheel drives versus this, that, and the next thing. Solicits, I have never built a mini Zeke style car from scratch. I plan on buying a GLR GT. Any suggestions before I start building it? Okay. You are going to be in for... Look, I would not... If you're dead set on the GLR GT, there's some things you're going to have to do to get it right. You need the reflex racing. Let me figure out what that is called. It is the reflex racing. Sad that I can't remember what it is. I made a video on the dang thing. Okay, it's the RX 505, which is this. Come on, focus. You can do it. No? Not gonna focus? There we go. Which is basically this battery. This is a mess in here, but let me pop this off. Okay, so the RX 505 is going to be the conversion to use these side springs and this battery tray. I'm not super stoked on this rubber band thing, but it works. And you're going to need that, right? You're going to need that. You're going to need the... I would replace the front steering knuckles with the aluminum zeros. I would use a 5500 kV motor, good starting point. This is a 15 tooth pinion. I would make sure you are running your diff loose. All right, and when I say loose, it slips. Like on throttle, one of the larger issues with this car, you see how that the diff slips a bit, is that on throttle the car gets squirrely as all get out. And you could solve some of that by running a looser diff so that the diff slips if you try to give too much throttle and the car won't get out of sorts on throttle. I am running a red spring in the back, but I've seen people run blue. I am running blue springs up front. Pretty much every aluminum hop up from this part of the car forward. Don't bother getting any of the stuff by GL from here back, because you're going to end up replacing all of this with the RX 505 kit. Here, let me find you guys again. And come on, be a good boy and focus for daddy. There we go. All right, yeah. So the RX 505 replaces this battery tray is from the RX 505. You're going to end up buying these. This is from the MRZ. These two shock sets. You're going to end up buying the chassis. You can either go reflex racing. You might as well, because you're going to be buying the RX 505. The reflex racing brass chassis. You're going to need that. What else do you need? And it's expensive, man. It's going to get expensive, because the RX 505 I think is like $50. All these aluminum parts are not cheap. I mean, whereas if you bought the GLR, you don't have to change anything. You don't have to buy any aftermarket anything other than, well, or un-GL thing. You're going to need the upper aluminum arms on this car. I would suggest replacing this plate here, because when you get the first one, it's plastic, and there's a chance that you can strip out the screws when you put the body holder or the whatever bumper you're going to use on here. The aluminum is great because the screws go in it and they don't strip out. And pretty much out of the box, I mean, other than this and the front steering hubs, that's all you're going to need. Like, I ran this car on the stock springs for the longest time, and it was nice and cool and calm, collected. It took me months and months to get that car to work right. But now that it does, it's definitely quick. I just don't think I am a good enough driver to handle whatever else it's got going on. I'm much better with the GLR. Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for joining. All right, guys. Well, how long have we been doing this? I can't tell. I can't stop the blood. 22 minutes. I think that's long enough. All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this live chat, live stream thing. Just up here talking about cars. And I can field any questions you guys have. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you got something out of that, and I will be doing this a lot more in the future. I'm going to try to tackle putting these freaking Durlin servo gears in my PN 2.5 chassis car. Do I need to do that? I don't know. But I'm going to be trying it. But keep an eye out for like Monday or Tuesday when I come out with the live stream to see if this thing I bought works. I'm going to be using this as the mold part to create the PN lexan uppers. See if it works. Solve your problem. It's not probably the most cost-effective thing in the world, but it's, you know, if you do this as much as I do and enjoy like painting these bodies and building these cars as much as I do, it's well worth the ability to make your own. And you can put it, and if this works, you can fit the tops of any other car in there, because most other cars are smaller. See if I got another body. Yeah, if you wanted to make a lexan lid for this thing or a lexan lid for this thing, if this all fits, this is a 94 millimeter body, I think. Or is it just a narrow chassis? I think it's just a narrow chassis. Anyways, the point being, if this thing fits in there, this is definitely going to fit in there. Like this whole area right here. So, hopefully it works. I'll let you guys know as soon as I find out. And, for the 3 people still here, thanks for coming on in. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Skadooses. How do I get back to the chat, you guys? I'm trying to like get back to the chat, and I don't know how to do that. I don't know what I did. We'll go to the chat. What happened to the chat? Hey man, what happened to the chat? I don't see the chat. I see the description. Where's the chat? Oh look, I can clip. Neat. Oh, there's the video on the reflex looking 510. That's at the 505. I think the 505. I think they just gave you guys the wrong information. So this is the reflex racing. Oh no, this is for the PN 2.5. So yes, it was the right one. The RX 505 is the one for the GLR GT. All right. Later, guys.